Welcome to News on New Day. We come to you live from the John Hammond Street at Kanda here in Accra. My name is Judith Brown. Coming up this morning, more drama in court as accused persons in the ambulance trial attempt to get the court to throw out the case against them, citing alleged misdemeanor of Attorney General Godfred Dame. Also, opposition National Democratic Congress to defy Electoral Commission's directive disallowing party agents from monitoring the ongoing voter transfer exercise. We have more details as NHIS rolls out free dialysis, kidney dialysis treatment for patients from this month till the end of the year, but with some conditionalities. We'll tell you more. Ghanaian movie actor Kojo Nkansa, popularly known as Lil Win, is facing charges of dangerous driving and causing harm in connection with accidents that killed a 3-year-old boy in Kumasi. Well, in our first story, the Accra High Court is expected to hear motions filed by first accused in the ambulance trial, Dr. KCL, after forcing for a mistrial and a countersuit challenging same by the Attorney General Godfred Dame. Now, according to the motion filed on May 31, the AG's office notes that the request is unconstitutional, unfounded, and without merit. Last week, Dr. KCL, after forcing the first accused in the ongoing ambulance procurement trial, applied for a mistrial. Now, he cited recent developments involving a leaked telephone conversation between the third accused in the case, Richard Japa, and the Attorney General Godfred Dame. Our presiding judge, Justice Ifiasewa Butri, will hear the motions in the case, which has generated public discourse in the past few days. Meanwhile, the minority leader has also filed a petition to the CJ requesting a live coverage of the case at the High Court. We'll update you in subsequent bulletins here on TV3. Also in the court, an Accra High Court has adjourned the suit challenging processes in the passage of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill filed by private citizen Paul Boama Sefa. Now, Mr. Boama Sefa, a farmer, has sued the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney General, seeking an order from the court to restrain Parliament from proceeding with the passage and processes relating to the Anti-LGBTQI bill. Lord Edu Asari reports.
According to the plaintiff, Paul Boama Sefa, portions of the Constitution regarding how Parliament handled the Anti-LGBTQ bill were breached, citing Section 101 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921. Boama Sefa asserts that the Speaker of Parliament failed to comply with the provisions made by the law. When the case was called, lawyers of Paul Boama Sefa, led by Benedict Nikweku, prayed the court for additional time to file written submissions. The lawyers of the Attorney General and the Speaker also asked for time to file the same. Presiding Judge Ellen Mreku granted their request and ordered all the parties to file their submissions within 4 weeks and adjourned the hearing to July 29. Section 101 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016 states that any legislation to be laid before Parliament or proposal submitted for the approval of Parliament shall be accompanied by fiscal impact analysis stating the estimated effect on revenues and expenditures for the financial year in which the legislation or proposal is expected to come into effect. The plaintiff argues that this was not complied with and is therefore seeking a declaration that the failure of the Speaker of Parliament to perform his obligation and the failure of the Attorney General to insist on the same, that the bill be accompanied by a fiscal impact analysis, has rendered all the processes leading to the bill's passage invalid and void. The suit, which was filed in May 2023, additionally seeks the court to restrain the Speaker, his deputies, and others from proceeding with any processes regarding the bill until this is complied with. The case was broadcast live after the Chief Justice's directive allowing the public to closely follow the high-interest proceedings. All cases linked to the Anti-LGBTQ+ bill will be open to media coverage. Lord Edu Asari, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's do some politics now. The National Democratic Congress is insisting it will not withdraw its agents from the ongoing transfer of votes exercise despite an emergency IPAC meeting. Now, the party says withdrawing their agents will enable the MPP illegally transfer votes to specific constituencies ahead of the December polls.
A directive from the Electoral Commission to its regional directors, instructing them to inform district directors that agents of political parties will not be allowed to observe the ongoing transfer of votes is believed to have triggered an emergency IPAC meeting. According to the EC, the move is intended to balance the need for order and security at district offices with the requirement to keep political parties informed about the transfer of votes, thus maintaining the integrity of the electoral process. This directive, according to the Director of Elections of the NDC, Dr. Manabuama, who spoke to the media after the emergency IPAC meeting, should be disregarded, insisting the party will not withdraw its agents from the centers.
In the name of transparency, why will anyone want to ask political agents, party agents to withdraw? We will not withdraw our agents from the transfer centers. Why is the MPP every step of the way against transparency and in favor of opacity? What is it that they are up to? What is it that they are hiding? And what is it that the EC, per this decision, either deliberately or inadvertently, aiding the MPP to achieve?
Dr. Manabuama accused the MPP of planning to illegally transfer some votes to specific constituencies.
We have on authority specific constituency and specific number of votes that the MPP wants to transfer to those constituencies. We got that document less than 15 minutes when the EC statement about political parties should withdraw their agents also started circulating.
For the NPP, the party will respect the decision from the Electoral Commission.
For us, as a party, MPP, we think that coming events cast their shadows. So what has transpired was not a good thing, and that the EC, in their wisdom and with the authority vested in them under the Constitution, decided that we should withdraw the agents. We abide by it.
But Chairman, the NDC says the agents should still be part of the process. If they do, would you send your agents back?
We won't, but I don't think that is fair enough. It means you are being confrontational to the decisions of the authority, which is vested in the Electoral Commission of Ghana under the Constitution of the Republic. We don't have to be confrontational in election processes.
Implementing the directive from the EC, according to some district officers, was challenging. They, however, have been able to convince party agents to stay away.
It's difficult telling them not to observe the process. We've tried to let them know that we are going by the directives and therefore they should move away. But then it's really difficult. They are still hanging around, not in the center, but they are still hanging around, observing.
I've enforced the communique to the letter, and we have communicated it to the party reps that came around this morning, and they've understood, so they've stepped aside.
For the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, the disagreement is a recipe for disaster.
If it's going to continue, definitely it's going to be chaotic. Don't be there, I'm going to be there. Don't be there, I'm going to be there. Then it's going to be chaotic. So the best thing for maybe the other party to do is to also withdraw, because they've done a lot of discussion here, and I don't think the EC gave in.
Meanwhile, Professor of Political Science at the University of Ghana, Professor Ransford Jampo, says the Electoral Commission must ensure transparency and credibility by allowing the agents to police the process. He, however, says the police must be engaged to provide security and arrest persons who will foment trouble.
My check to the Electoral Commission revealed that the meeting at IPAC today was inconclusive, and so I am hoping that quickly they would speak among themselves and then speak to the political parties to ensure that there is some agreement and consensus as to the way to go. Right. But look, if the opposition party insists that they will still police the process, I think that the EC shouldn't stop them, but the way to go would be to ensure or beef up security at the various centers, so that if somebody is doing anything untoward, there will be the law enforcement agencies would ensure that there is peace.
Let's do some more news now. The minority in Parliament has kicked against the 5G contract awarded to NextGen Infraco Limited. In a statement, the minority disclosed that the monopoly and exclusive rights granted NextGen Infraco under the deal is unfair to other industry players and unacceptable. Well, the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Lil Win, in a recent meets the press session, defended the deal. She stated that NextGen Infraco was specifically created to handle the 5G rollout. She added that at the time, there was no other infrastructural company with the capacity to manage the rollout. However, the minority is insisting Parliament should have given approval before the deal was signed. On health, kidney disease patients on dialysis are expected to receive free dialysis sessions for the next 6 months on government's NHIS free dialysis program starting from June. Now, the initiative, which will cost government some 4.4 million cedis, according to the National Health Insurance Authority, seeks to bring some relief to the patients.
A statement from the authority explained that patients under the age of 18 and those above 60 years will receive all 8 free dialysis sessions per month under the National Health Insurance Scheme across all the teaching hospitals in the country. The scheme will also pay for 2 sessions of dialysis per month for those within the age range of 18 to 59 at the following facilities: Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Ifyankwanta Regional Hospital, Ho Teaching Hospital, and Tamale Teaching Hospital. Patients who go to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for dialysis will, however, get a 50% off the cost of 2 sessions every month. Funding of the NHIS free dialysis program, the statement explained, was from the 2 million cedis approved by Parliament for the vulnerable patients, while the authority also provided an extra 2.4 million cedis from administrative sources. President of the Renal Patients Association, Kojo Bafwa Ahinkra, says they are elated at the initiative but concerned about its sustainability.
It has not been easy for all these years. Finally, we are getting 2 free dialysis sessions. So after this, that is what we need to look at. But we really appreciate what they've done. The way forward is that we're trying to look for a lasting solution. So we are trying to set up a fund so that some money will go to corporate Ghana, something we put into it, so that there can be something lasting solution. We still playing this government or national health insurance.
Apologies for that technical hitch. But moving on, Ghanaian movie actor Kojo Nkansah, popularly known as Lil Win, is now facing charges of dangerous driving and negligently causing harm in connection with a fatal accident at Amakrum in Kumasi last month. Now, the popular Ghanaian actor was sent to Asokore Mampon district amidst tight security. Ibrahim Abubakar has the details of the arrest.
Shortly after he was discharged from the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital on Monday morning, Lil Win was arrested by the Menchia Divisional Police Command over his involvement in an accident that claimed the life of a 3-year-old on May 25. The 37-year-old actor was in neck brace and could barely walk when he was discharged, but the police whisked him away in their van. His statement was taken in the presence of his legal representative before being sent to the Ashanti Regional Police Headquarters, where his charges were formalized and processed to court. At the Asokore Mampon District Court, security had been beefed up before Lil Win's arrival. His plea was not taken after the facts on the charge sheet were read to him. Counsel for the popular actor, Margaret Mary Ejechum, pleaded for a bail for her client, citing his health status. Prosecution did not oppose to the bail request, but wanted the suspect, as part of the bail conditions, to report to the police once every week to assist with investigation. The judge, Boabin Kwansa, declined the prosecution's request and granted a bail condition of 50,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties to the suspect to reappear in court in 4 weeks' time in a bid to allow for the suspect to recover.
You saw the condition of my client. He's not even too well, but we have to respect the law. In fact, we were bulldozed here. We didn't come on our own. Fortunately, his statement was taken today, and the courts just saw how he is now. So bail was granted.
The actor was charged with dangerous driving and negligently causing harm. He has since been granted bail and will reappear at the Asquare District Court on June 27. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Interesting developments there, but of course we'll bring you more details on this story in our subsequent bulletins. Now, unionized staff of the intercity state transport companies insisting they will not allow any new appointment for the deputy managing director in charge of operations. They contend that what the company needs now are new buses to augment the dwindling existing ones and not a new deputy managing director. This follows a petition to the board chair by the unionized staff to, among other things, prevent the appointment of a new manager director in addition to existing 2, which will sum up to 3 deputies. We have for you right here on the 6 a.m. news on TV3. My name is Judith Brown. We'll go for a short break. We'll be back with the rest of New Day.